You open the AWS console, you need to store some files, and suddenly there are three options: EBS, Elastic Block Store, EFS, Elastic File System, S3, Simple Storage Service. They all say storage, they all cost different amounts, they all do something different. Nobody told you which one is for what. This confuses almost every junior engineer I have ever worked with, and it's not your fault. The cloud providers do a terrible job explaining it. So here's a video to fix that forever. In the next 10 minutes, you are going to learn the three storage models the cloud actually offers, what they really are underneath the marketing, and one short rule for picking the right one every single time. By the end, you will never hover over those three icons again. Let's get into it. Here's the one sentence version of all three. Block storage is a raw disk. File storage is a shared file system on the network. Object storage is a giant cloud locker accessed by names over the internet. Same physical disk underneath, all of them spinning rust or solid state. What changes is the interface on top, the contract between you and the storage. Block storage gives you a chunk of bytes, no folders, no file names, just numbered block, like sector on a hard drive. To make it usable, your operating system has to format it with a file system, same as plugging in a new external drive, and only one machine can use it at a time. File storage gives you what looks and feels like a normal file system. Folders, files, paths, like home/Anita/photo. But instead of being on your laptop, it lives on the server somewhere and many machines can mount it at the same time. Object storage gives you totally different model. No folders, no mounting, just a flat map from keys to blobs. Access over HTTPS from anywhere in the world. We covered this in detail in the previous video. Stick this in your brain forever. Block is a raw bytes, file is a folders, objects is the key and URL. That's the whole picture. Everything else is just details about which one fits which job. Here's a picture that's going to stick. Think about three ways to store stuff at home. Block storage is like a hard drive inside your laptop. It's a raw chunk of bytes. Only your laptop can use it. To make it usable, you have to format it first, which lays down a file system. Fast, private, yours alone. Useless if you want to share with anyone else. File storage is like the family network drive, the shared folder on the server in the corner that everyone in the house can open at the same time. Mom can open the holiday photos. You can edit the budget spreadsheet. Your sister can save her resume. Same folder structure, multiple people all at once, still a file system. It just lives on the network instead of inside one device. Object storage is a giant warehouse with a luggage check counter. We covered this in the previous video. You hand over your stuff with a tag. You get it back by showing the tag. Millions of people can store millions of things. Nobody walks into the back room. The trade-off is that you can never browse it like a folder. You can only ask by exact name. Three completely different storage experiences, three completely different use cases, and here's the kicker. Most real apps end up using all three at the same time. The database lives on a block storage. The shared code or content file lives on a file storage. The user uploads and backup live on the object storage. They are not competing, they are complementary. There are three reasons you should care about knowing the difference. Reason 1. Cost. Block storage is the most expensive per gigabyte. File storage sits in the middle. Object storage is the cheapest by far. Putting user uploads on the block instead of object can literally make your bill 10 times higher for no reasons. Reason 2. Architecture decision. The first storage question you will get in an interview is usually, where would you put this? The answer is almost never in a database. It's one of these three, depending on the shape of the data. Reason 3. Real production debugging. The day someone asks, why is your EFS bill so high? Or can we mount this S3 bucket as a file system? And the answer is no. You need to know what they are actually trying to do. Knowing the model lets you spot when the wrong one is being used. Let's look at this side by side. 3 columns, same structure, read across. Block storage. The top tier is a raw disk, no folders, no file system, just number sectors of bytes. In AWS, this is EBS. In Google Cloud, persistent disk. In Azure, managed disk. Use it when one machine needs fast, raw, dedicated storage and the disk under a database or the root drive of a VM. File storage. A top tier is a folder and path. Same model you have used on your laptop your whole life. The difference is it lives on a network and multiple machines can mount it at once. AWS calls it EFS. Google Cloud calls it file store. Azure calls it Azure Files. Use it when multiple machine needs to share files with a regular folder path, a content management system, a shared code base, or any legacy app that just expect a normal file system. Object storage. The top tier is a flat key to blob map, accessed via HTTPS. We covered this in the previous video. S3, Google Cloud Storage, Azure Blob Storage. Use it for a huge amount of stuff accessed by name over the network. User upload, backup, static assets, machine learning datasets. Now let's turn that into a decision flow. 2 questions and you are done. Question 1. Do many machines or many users needs to read the same files over the network? If yes, you want object storage. That's exactly what it was built for. Global, shared, scales forever. Question 2. If the answer to 1 was no, do those machines need it to look like a regular file system with folders and path? If yes, you want file storage, same shape as a normal file system but shared across server. If you got past both questions with no for an answer, you want block storage. 1 machine, raw disk, dedicated, 2 questions, 3 answers every time. I want to be honest with you about something most courses won't tell you. Each of these 3 models is the wrong choice for the other 2 jobs. They are not interchangeable. Block storage is fast and private, but you cannot share it. You cannot scale it horizontally. If your database server dies, the block volume can be reattached to a new server, but 2 servers cannot use the same block volume at the same time. File storage feels familiar, but it's slower than block, more expensive than object, and the network file system semantics can cause weird bug when 2 machines write to the same file at the same time. It exists mainly because some apps were written before the cloud existed and they really do want a file system. Object storage scales forever, but it has a higher latency than the other 2. No folder traversal, no rename without copying, and no transactions. We covered all of this in the previous video. When not to overthink it. When you are a small app and you just need somewhere to put user upload, the answer is always object storage. When the database itself needs the disk, the answer is always block storage. When neither rule fits, you probably want file. Every component you add is also a thing that can fail. Simplicity is a feature. 4 questions this video has set you up to answer. Question 1. What's the difference between block, file and object storage in one breath? Block is a raw disk attached to one machine. File is a shared file system on the network. Object is a flat key space accessed by URL. Question 2. Why does database use block storage and not object storage? Because database need low latency direct disk access for its files and log writes. Blocks gives you that. Object storage has a higher latency and isn't a file system. Question 3. When would you pick file storage over object storage? When the application expects a normal file system and needs multiple machines to share it, like a CMS or a legacy app that won't be rewritten. Object storage doesn't behave like a file system. Question 4. Can you give an example architecture that uses all 3? Sure. A typical web app. The database server uses block storage for its data disk. The application server might mount file storage for a shared config or templates, and the user uploaded images, videos and backup goes into object storage. That last answer alone given confidently makes you sound like you have shipped something. Before you go, take 30 seconds to log this in. Takeaway 1. Block storage is a raw disk for one machine. Use it when a database or a virtual machine needs dedicated fast storage. Takeaway 2. File storage is a shared file system on the network. Use it when multiple machine needs to share files with folder path. Takeaway 3. Object storage is a flat key space access over the internet. Use it when you have a lot of files accessed by name and you want them to scale forever. So this is all about different storage system which we have. If this helped you, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. The full playlist is in the link below. See you in the next video.